All right, wherever you are, whatever time it is, this is Amped AI Records. No playlists, no skips, just full records playing straight through. If something catches you, just let it run. We'll keep it simple. Stay here.
If you're scared of what you're feeling, I'm not asking you to explain. But if you're reaching for an ending, don't pretend we're still the same. Break the silence first. Don't let the moment slip between our hands. Break the silence first. Say the truth before it disappears again. Break it before it's gone. You move like you're balancing on a truth you can't deny. Every step is a signal that you're closer than you try. And when your eyes lock into mine, I feel the tension start to climb. You got my heart on the wire, pulling tight every time you breathe. You got my heart on the wire, and I can't pull it free. Pull it free. Pull it free. You talk like you're holding back something burning in your chest. I hear it in the quiet when your guard won't let you rest. You breathe like you're deciding if you're ready to let go. You got my heart on the wire, pulling tight every time you breathe. You got my heart on the wire, and I can't pull it free. Pull it free. If you're scared of what you're feeling, I'm not asking you to explain. But if you're reaching for a reason, don't pretend it's not the same. You got my heart on the wire, pulling tight every time you breathe. You got my heart on the wire, and I can't pull it free. Heart on the wire, holding me, holding me, holding me, holding me.
That was clean. Let's keep it going.
If you're scared of what you're feeling, I'm not asking you to confess. But when the night comes crashing in, you don't have to face the rest. When the night hits back, when the night hits back, when the night hits back, it hits harder than the truth you try to hide. When the night hits back, I'll be standing right here by your side. When the night hits back, I wanna run, 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 run.
Yeah, that one just sits right. Next track. You're listening to Amped AI Records.
You turn your face toward the window like you're chasing something gone. But every breath you're holding tells me you've been waiting far too long. And when your eyes drift back to mine, I feel the moments start to rise. Don't look away this time. You know the truth is standing in your hands. Don't look away this time. We're closer than we've ever dared to stand. Oh, 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 You talk like you're walking on a line you never meant to cross. But every word you swallow sounds like something you can't afford to lose. You breathe like you're deciding if you're ready to be seen. Don't look away this time. You know the truth is standing in your hands. Don't look away this time. We're closer than we've ever dared to stand. If you're scared of what you're feeling, I'm not asking you to explain. But if you're reaching for a reason, don't pretend we're still the same. Don't look away this time. You know the truth is standing in your hands. Don't look away this time. We're closer than we've ever dared to stand. Don't look Don't look away. Not tonight. Oh,
If you're still here, appreciate it. We'll roll another. And don't forget to subscribe to Amped AI Records.
There's a charge between the moments when your eyes cut through the room. Every heartbeat feels electric, like the night's about like you're deciding if you're ready to ignite. Sparks in the static air, lighting up the space between our hands. Sparks in the static air, pulling us faster than we planned. If you feel the current rising, don't pretend it's just the night. 'Cause every spark that hits between us never fades without a fight. Sparks in the static air, lighting up the space between our hands. Sparks in the static air, pulling us faster than we planned. Sparks in the static air. Sparks in the static air, still burning, still burning. You hit me like a moment I was never meant to slow. Every heartbeat starts to quicken when you pull me in that close. And when your hand brushes mine, I feel the world tilts out of line. I'm caught in the rush of you, running faster than I'm meant to fall. I'm caught in the rush of you, and I don't wanna slow it down at all. You talk like you're trying not to show what's in your chest, but every word you're hiding sounds like fire you can't suppress. You breathe like you're deciding if you're ready to let go. I'm caught in the rush of you, running faster than I'm meant to fall. I'm caught in the rush of you, and I don't wanna slow it down at all. If you feel the pull between us, don't pretend it's just the night. 'Cause every rush that hits this hard never fades without a fight. I'm caught in the rush of you, running faster than I'm meant to fall. I'm caught in the rush of you, and I don't wanna slow it down at all. I'm caught in the rush If you feel the pull between us, don't pretend it's just the night. 'Cause every step we take together turns the shadows into light. We're running toward the heat, faster than the fear that held us down. We're running toward the heat, and nothing's gonna slow us now. Toward the heat. Running toward the heat. Running toward the heat. With you.
Late night sounds better like this. Stay with it.
You walk in like a sunrise, breaking through a crowded night. Every shadow starts to soften when your voice cuts through the quiet. And when your eyes fall into mine, I feel the whole room realign. It's the way you light the room, turning every moment into something new. It's the way you light the room, pulling me closer without meaning to. You talk like you're unaware of the glow you leave behind. But every word you offer feels like something I've been trying to find. You breathe like you're deciding if you're ready to be seen. It's the way you light the room, turning every moment into something new. It's the way you light the room, pulling me closer without meaning to. If you feel the spark between us, don't pretend it's just the night. 'Cause every time you look my way, you turn the darkness into light. It's the way you light the room, turning every moment into something new. It's the way you light the room, pulling me closer without meaning to. Meaning to. The way, the light, the light, the way, the light, the light.
That track came off a full record. Most of them do here. Up next, Never Felt This Alive Before by Neon District. You're listening to Amped AI Records.
different line. I've never felt this alive before. You turn the quiet into something burning bright. I've never felt this alive before. You pull the darkness into light. You talk like you're waking from a dream you didn't trust, but every word you let slip through sounds like something built from us. You breathe like you're discovering a truth you didn't know you'd find. I've never felt this alive before. You turn the quiet into something burning bright. I've never felt this alive before. You pull the darkness into If you feel the pull between us, don't pretend it's just the night. 'Cause every step we take together turns the shadows into light. I've never felt this alive before. You turn the quiet into something burning bright. I've never felt this alive before. You pull the darkness into light. A light like this with you. Neon buzzing through a cracked motel sign. Radio static in a borrowed good time. You had your feet on the dash, laughing too loud. Windows down, we were daring the town. Somebody's tape kept eating the song. We just rewound it and carried on. Every rule felt optional then, like we would never need mornings again. Streetlight halos on your head, we were everywhere and nowhere there. We never paid for that night, left the jukebox
every time the speakers blow. Hey! Turn it up! Just one more. We never paid for that night. We spent it all on borrowed light. Every laugh, every fall, every name I still recall. If the bill ever came due, I would sign it with the truth. We never paid for that night, and I would do it twice. Yeah! Neon fading into dawn. Still hear you when the song comes on. Yeah, we never paid for that night. We just lived it and moved on.
You don't really hear albums like this anymore. That's kind of the point. You're locked into Amped AI Records.
Parking lot humming like a live wire. Radio glow on your grin, getting brighter. Coins in our pockets, none of them right. We chase the noise through the edge of the night. Sticky floors and a borrowed beat. Names we forgot, faces we keep. Your shadow dancing on bathroom tiles. We were young enough to waste a while. Street signs flicker when the bass hits through. Every step felt brand new. Neon on our shoes, running wild with nothing to lose. Every laugh felt overdue. Neon on our shoes, we lit the dark with borrowed blues. Left our worries back into neon on our shoes. Vinyl crackle in a cheap red light. Someone yelling that the band's alright. Jackets tossed on a stranger's chair. We did not care if they stayed there. Your hand found mine in the strobe delay, like the room was bending our way. Sweat and smoke in a broken sign, every second out of time. Mirrors blur when the night goes fast. We were never built to last. Neon on our shoes, running wild with nothing to lose. Every laugh felt overdue. Neon on our shoes, we lit the dark with borrowed blues. Left our worries back into neon on our shoes. If tomorrow calls us out, let it ring, let it shout. Tonight's too loud to slow down now. Every step a spark on fire. Every dream a little brighter. If this fades, I still choose neon Dance like nothing was to lose. Neon on our shoes, every moment tattooed true. Even now it pulls me through. Neon on our shoes, lights go down, the night's a bruise. Still see it when I move. Neon on our shoes, neon on our shoes. Bartender swore it was closing time. Clock on the wall just smiled and lied. You leaned in close, said one more round, like the night was listening to the sound. Neon sweat down the glass. Every song hit harder than the last. Somebody else, we should call it quits. We just laughed and ordered it. Doors stayed open, lights stayed low. Nobody here was ready to go. Last call was a lie. We were nowhere near goodbye. Stole a few hours from the sky. Last call was a lie. Shots rang out like alibis. We kept the jukebox alive. Yeah, last call was a lie. Bathroom mirror talking back, telling stories we would never track. Lipstick lines on a paper cup, promises we did not clean up. Band kept playing like they knew. This night had unfinished truths. Your voice cutting through the smoke, saying stay until the daylight broke. If tomorrow wants it, say it can wait outside till we are done tonight. Last call was a lie. We were nowhere near goodbye. Stole a few hours from the sky. Last call was a lie. Every second amplified. We kept the fire burning bright. Yeah, last call was a lie. If this ends, it ends too soon. Let the sun catch us in the room. We were young and out of line, but damn, we were right on time. No regrets in the afterglow, only stories we already know. Break it up, they will never shut us down. Last call was a lie. We drank the night till it ran dry. Left our names in passing signs. Last call was a lie. If the world was watching us, it still could not keep us up. Yeah, last call was a lie. Last call was a lie. Lights came on, but we stayed wild. Walked out laughing into sunrise. They said last call that night. The last call was a lie.
Everything you're hearing offerings part of a bigger catalog. Find it at ampedairecords.com.
You threw me the keys in your brother's coat. Said it smells like smoke, but it keeps you warm. Street lights sliding off the hood. Radio low, like it understood. Your sleeves were long, I rolled them twice. Wore your night like borrowed advice. We were laughing at nothing at all, like nothing could hurt us if we did not fall. Cold air cutting through the block. You pulled me close when the engine stopped. In that borrowed leather jacket, I felt bulletproof for a while. Zipper stuck, collar crooked, but it fit the way you smile. If I gave it back tomorrow, I still kept what I found. Yeah, that borrowed leather jacket was the best thing around. Bathroom lights in a dive bar glow. You traced your name where the vinyl was torn. Someone said we should slow this down. We just danced like we would not be around. Your hand in mine, my heart off beat. Sticky floor under restless feet. Every look said stay right here, like the night had nothing to fear. Motor humming, city asleep. Promises we did not mean to keep. In that borrowed leather jacket, I felt taller than the room. Every scar, every story, still wrapped up in your perfume. If the sun came up too early, we would laugh it down. Yeah, that borrowed leather jacket was the best thing around. If I ever lose the nerve, I think of how that moment felt. Not mine to keep, not mine to sell. Just something real I wore too well. Let them say it was borrowed time. Some things still fit you for life. Hey, do not ask for it back yet. In that borrowed leather jacket, every doubt fell to the floor. I did not need forever, I just needed more. If I never wear it again, I still know now that borrowed leather jacket taught me how. Keys on the bar, not still breathing. Your jacket gone, the feeling staying. Yeah, that borrowed leather jacket still hangs around. do not stop. The music was louder than the rules. We did not win, we just refused to live that night the way they choose. The music was louder than the rules. If growing up meant losing truth, we stayed young just long enough to prove. Yeah, the music was louder than the rules. Than the rules. Morning came, silence moved. Still hear it when I close the room. The music was louder than the rules.
All right, let's not break the flow. Next one. Remember, subscribe to Amped AI Records.
Streetlights counting down the miles. Radio low, losing signal again. You said you knew a better road. Turn left where the map said in. Windows down, night still warm. City's shrinking in the rearview glow. Every silence said too much. Every song said do not go. Headlights bending around the truth. We were not in any rush to choose. Somebody took the long way home, past the places we should have known. Let the hours fall behind the wheel, just to feel what we still feel. If the shortest line was letting go, we were never built that cold. Yeah, somebody took the long way home. Gaslight blinking like a dare. Your laugh cutting through the dark. We talked about nothing real, still hit every open mark. You said nights like this disappear if you name them, if you stare. So we kept driving circles wide, like the moment lived out there. Road signs blurred, the sky went thin. We kept adding distance just to stay in. Somebody took the long way home, past the places we should have known. Let the hours fall behind the wheel, just to feel what we still feel. If the shortest line was letting go, we were never built that cold. Yeah, somebody took the long way home. If you ask me now why we stayed out, I would say the truth was loud. Not every road is meant to end. Some are just there to bend. Every mile said stay a while. Every turn race the time. Keep driving just a little longer. Somebody took the long way home, turned one night into its own. Every doubt fell off the map, every promise we did not unpack. If growing up meant moving on, we proved it wrong till the dawn. Yeah, somebody took the long way home. eyes catching on the chrome. Still hear it when I am alone. Somebody took the long way home.
Not a lot of talking tonight, just letting it play the way it should.
Found your face in the corner of a frame, half a smile, half out of place. Flash went off before we knew. Some moments never ask for truth. Polaroid curled in the heat, fading fast at our bare feet. We said we would forget it all, but the picture did not fall. Every click was a stolen glance. Every freeze frame took a chance. Photographs we did not mean to keep. Now they know more than we speak. Every laugh, every doubt still stares back when I pull them out. If memory is sharp and deep, these are the cuts that never sleep. Photographs we did not mean to keep. Bathroom mirror, cheap red light, your hand shaking just a bit. Someone counting down the shots, like time was something we could split. You said do not look so close. Some things fade if you do not pose. But the film saw through the dark, caught us leaving our mark. We were moving way too fast, trying not to make it last. Photographs we did not mean to keep. Now they know more than we speak. Every laugh, every doubt still stares back when I pull them out. If memory is sharp and deep, these are the cuts that never sleep. Photographs we did not mean to keep. If I tear them up tonight, the feeling still survives, because every image burned inside was alive before the light. We were never meant to stay, but some proof will not fade. Breathe, hold still, just this one. Photographs we did not mean to keep. Turn seconds into something deep. Every glance we tried to hide, still breathing on the other side. If growing up means letting sleep, cover up what we used to be. Photographs we did not mean Speaker buzz like it was giving up. Room too small, cables tangled up. Drummer counting off too fast, like he knew this song would not last. Lights flickered, amps ran hot. Someone swore they fixed the pop. You leaned over, shook your head, smiled like none of it was dead. Every floor was stacking high. Then you left and cut the noise. Your laugh over the feedback, louder than the broken sound. Every time the system cracked, you were what I found. If the night was losing shape, falling through the cracks, your laugh over the feedback pulled it all right back. The singer missed the cue again. Crowd still singing like a friend. Beer on boots, wires crossed. Nobody cared what it cost. You sang wrong, but you sang proud. Turned a mess into a crowd. Every echo tried to steal what we already felt was real. They chased clean, they chased correct. You just lived inside the wreck. Your laugh over the feedback cut through every blown out chord. When the room was under attack, you were the reward. If the night was losing shape, falling through the cracks, your laugh over the feedback pulled it all right back. If the tape erased the show, I would still be sure I know. Some moments do not need a mix. They survive because they exist. Let them tune and let them fix. I would not trade this. Let it rain, let it break. Your laugh over the feedback, still louder in my head. Every flaw the night attacked never touched what we said. If memory distorts the past, like old amps tend to do, your laugh over the feedback still comes through. Lights went out, the room went black, but the sound stayed intact. Your laugh over the feedback. slipping in like it knows the door. Coffee cooling in a paper cup. Radio ghost still waking us up. Your head leaned back against the seat. Last song fading into the street. Night left fingerprints on the dash, like it knew we would look back. No one talking, no one rushing. Every thought still softly buzzing. Morning light through tinted glass makes the night feel like the past. Oh, the noise we ran right through settles down and turns to truth. If we never said goodbye, maybe we did not have to try. Morning light through tinted glass. City breathing, slow and thin. Neon dying where it had been. You said nothing, but you smiled like the dark was worth the miles. Sleeves rolled up, eyes still red. Every word we never said hung between us in the air, like it knew it belonged there. Every promise, every flaw still feels right in the dawn. Morning light through tinted glass turns the fast into the last. All the moments burning bright settle gently in the night. If we never made it home, maybe that was always known. Morning light through tinted glass. Growing up means letting go, then let this moment stay slow. Not everything needs a name. Some things are enough unchanged. Let the world come back in time. Just not yet, just not this line. Hold on, just a minute more. Morning light through tinted glass catches us still in the past. Every echo of last night softened by the coming light. If this is where the story bends, I would start it here again. Morning light through tinted glass. Morning light through tinted glass. Street signs blur, the engine hums. Night is gone, but not what was. Morning light through tinted glass. Through tinted glass.
If you're still here, we want to know, what's your favorite 80s song? Let us know.
Nobody checked the time that night. We just let it slip out of sight. Empty bottles, half-made plans, laughing like we always had. Someone said, see you around, like it meant another town. Doors stayed open, lights stayed on. Nothing felt like it was gone. We were busy being young, thinking this would go on and on. If we had known it was the last one, would we have stayed a little longer? Sang a little louder, held on tighter, let the night run just a little stronger. If we had known it was the last one, would we have slowed it down somehow? Or would we still have burned it out like we did not know it then? If we had known. Jackets thrown across the chair, names we never wrote anywhere. Every joke still hanging loose, like it was waiting for a cue. You said drive safe, nothing more. I turned back once at the door. Street was quiet, radio low, did not feel like letting go. No goodbyes, no last request. Lights went out without a sound. Morning came, we spread it around. If we had known it was the last one, it was the last coffee went cold by the second refrain. You traced the rim like it still meant something. Streetlight flickered through the window pane. Said it's late, like it solved everything. Your jacket was hanging by the door, like it knew something we didn't yet. I watched the clock hit 4:30. We never talked about what came next. Every word felt borrowed, every silence stayed. I was waiting for tomorrow. You were already on your way. We never talked about what came next. We just let the night decide. Let the truth sitting on the edge of a moment neither of us tried. If leaving was the easy part, then staying was the test. We never talked about what came next. Radio low, same old song, same mistake in a different key. Your headlights stayed on too long, like you weren't sure you'd come back for me. I said, drive safe. You said, I will. Like that covered everything. The street went quiet, the world stood still. We never talked about what came next. Some goodbyes don't echo, they just fade away, like a sentence left unfinished at the end of yesterday. We never talked about what came next. We just let the night decide. Left the truth sitting on the edge of a moment neither of us tried. If love was in the waiting, then time was the test. We never talked about what came Now every turn feels familiar, but it never feels the same. I keep driving past forever, trying not to say your name. We never talked about what came next, so it still follows me home. And the space between the words we missed, I learned how to be alone. If there's an ending somewhere, I haven't found it yet. We never talked about what came next. What came
We're just easing into it now. Still a lot ahead.
Morning came without a sound. Same street, same passing signs. I thought leaving town would change it, but the air still felt like mine. Your name stayed in the distance, like a station we passed through. I kept watching every mile, waiting for something new. I thought time would shift the weight, or give the truth a different shape. But the road didn't feel different when I drove away alone. Every turn was just familiar, every mile still felt like home. If moving on was the answer, I missed it somehow. The road didn't feel different, it just kept going now. Radio caught an old refrain, same chords we never changed. I reached to turn the volume down, but let it play the same. Your shadow stayed beside me in the glow of passing lights. I crossed 3 state lines easy, couldn't leave you behind. I thought distance would explain why nothing feels rearranged. But the road didn't feel different when I drove away alone. Every line I crossed kept asking why it still felt like home. If freedom was the answer, I missed it somehow. The road didn't feel different, it just kept going The room stayed quiet between our words, like it was waiting on a cue. You stared past me at the TV glow. I watched the clock more than you. Your coffee cup was half untouched, like you already knew. Every minute stretched the truth. I watched the clock more than you. Time was moving without us. I could feel it slipping through. I watched the clock more than you. Counted seconds we didn't say. Every tick was something missing. Every look you turned away. If love was still in the room, it didn't feel brand new. I watched the clock more than you. Your jacket stayed on like a sign. You weren't planning to stay. I asked if you were alright. You nodded, looked away. The walls knew what was coming. The night already knew. You were somewhere past the door. I watched the clock more than you. We were running out of reasons before we ran out of time. I watched the clock more than you. Waited for a moment to land. Every minute felt heavier than anything we had. If leaving was the truth, we both already knew. I watched the clock more than you. Now every hour sounds the same since you've been gone. Funny how time slows down when there's nothing left to hold on. I watch the clock more than you, and the clock won in the end. I watch the clock more than you. I watch the clock more than you.
Everything you're hearing comes out of the same place, ampedairecords.com if you want to dig later.
Digital cloud is bleeding red across the floor. I'm watching the light trace, shadows by the door. You're turning a page, but the book's been still for hours. The silence is heavy, like the scent of dying flowers. There's no storm coming, no lightning in we're just counting down what little time is left. Nothing ended, it just stopped, like a dial turned down, like a curtain drop. No shouting in the hallway, no slamming of the glass, just a slow motion movie, watching minutes pass. You're sitting right there, but you're miles away from home. The hardest way to be is together. The coffee's gone cold, a ring left on the wood. I'd fix a connection if I only thought I could, but the frequency's drifting, the signal's getting thin. I don't know where you end or where I should begin. We're ghosts in the kitchen, perfectly still, waiting for the vacuum that we know we'll never fill. Nothing ended, it just stopped, like a dial turned down, like a curtain drop. No shouting in the hallway, no slamming of the glass, just a slow motion movie, watching minutes pass. You're sitting right there, but you're miles away from home. The hardest way to be is together and alone. Just the sound of the clock, I see you moving, but the air is cold. It just stopped. The street lamp is humming, a low, steady blue, casting a shadow that looks nothing like you. I watch from the window as you reach for the gate. No shaking of hands, Just the sound of the gravel, the click of the latch, a fire gone out, leaving only a match. The air in the hallway is perfectly still, like a glass on the edge, or a ghost on the hill. And you didn't look back, not even a trace, no ghost of a smile, or a tear on your face. The engine started up like a secret being told. The silence was silver, but the night was just cold. Nothing was broken, it just ran out of track. You didn't look back, no, you didn't look back. Stayed in the chair where the cushion's still warm, waiting for thunder or some kind of storm. But the radio's playing a song from the coast, and the house is just wood and a memory at most. The neighbor's porch light flickered once, stayed on. I'm still in the room, but I'm already gone. You didn't look back, not even a trace, no ghost of a smile, or a tear on your face. You didn't look back, not even a trace, no ghost of a smile, or a tear on your face. It stays in the mid-range, avoiding shredding or high-pitched bends, focusing on a lonely, cascading melody. Just a red tail light at the end of the drive, the quietest way to stay alive. You didn't look back, watching the clock. You didn't look back, nothing left to say.
Feels better when you don't skip around. Just let it run.
Your eyes stayed fixed on the table, like you were done explaining your name. We weren't angry, we weren't loud. No door slammed, no mistakes. But every second stretched its spine, and the silence had weight. We let the air do all the talking, said enough without a sound. The silence had weight. It pressed into the floor, like something waiting to fall, that never fell before. You didn't leave, you didn't stay, you just stood out of reach. The silence had weight, and it landed on me. The clock kept time like it mattered, like we still had somewhere to be. Your jacket stayed on your shoulders, like you weren't staying with me. I tried to read between your pauses, tried to slow the hands of fate, but every space between your words just added to the weight. Some truths don't need confession, they just wait to be seen. The silence had weight, it filled every crack, like a room you don't leave, but don't come back. You could have said anything, but you let it be. The silence had weight, and it chose me. Now I hear it in empty hallways, in the hum before a sound. Funny how nothing stays louder different shape. When you stop making sound, your keys were still there on the table, but I came out to stay a while. I memorized the way to breathe, like I wanna hear it again. Every word we didn't use, still longer on the ones we chose. The silence had weight, it leaned on my chest, like something unfinished. I couldn't confess. You didn't say no. You didn't say yes. But the silence had weight, and it said the rest. Clock kept moving all its spite, like I know it wouldn't. Your eyes stayed fixed on the fence, like you were already gone. I tried to fill the space with reasons, tried to soften what it meant, but every pause between us was louder than intent. Sunsets don't need a voice, they just stand there and wait. The silence had weight, it pulled at the air. sitting dead on the stove. I'm tracing the pattern that the moonlight wove. I could have packed up, I could have walked out, but the house is too fragile for a scream or a shout. So I sit in the corner, just watching the dust, watching the shine turn slowly to rust. There's a weight in the floorboards, a ghost in the hall. If I move just an inch, I'll break it all. And I stayed because leaving felt louder than this. The echo of footsteps, the weight of the mist. I'd rather be hollow than make a sound, and watch all these pieces fall to the ground. So I hold my breath while the shadows get prouder. I stay because leaving felt louder. You're sleeping in layers, a world in your head. There's a canyon between us in the middle of the bed. If I open the door, it would sound like a war, a crack in the ceiling, a hole in the floor. So I'm keeping the peace in a war already lost, counting the minutes and hiding the cost. It's fluid and liquid smooth, using subtle slides and a lot of reverb to create a sense of drifting at sea. No fast notes, only longing, just the hum of the fridge, just the dark at the bridge. I'm still here, it just stopped. just the dawn. We didn't choose a direction, just follow the lines. Streetlights counting seconds, like they had the time. You rested your head by the window, watching towns go by. I tried to read the silence, but it wouldn't reply. Every mile felt borrowed, every thought stayed small. We kept driving like movement was enough. Didn't ask where it was going, didn't ask too much. If stopping meant deciding we weren't ready yet, so we kept driving and let the road forget. The radio stayed low, like it knew better now. A song we used to love came on then faded out. Your hand stayed close to mine, but never crossed the line. I memorized the moment in case it was the last time. Nothing felt like closure, nothing felt complete. We kept driving past reasons and regrets, let the night do the talking, said what we couldn't yet. If leaving felt too final, staying felt untrue, we kept driving like there was nothing else to do. Now every road feels familiar, no matter where it bends. Funny how you can go so far and never really leave the end. The sky started turning lighter, but we didn't say a word. We kept driving like that was the answer.
Up next, it was Already Morning by Radio Static.
without a warning, like it knew something we didn't. Dashboard lights still burning, but the stars had already quit. We talked in circles after midnight, said things we couldn't keep. The road stayed straight and patient while the night fell asleep. I thought we still had time, but time had other plans. It was already morning before we felt the change. All the dark we were hiding in was slipping into day. If we were waiting on forever, we waited far too long. It was already morning, and the night was gone. Your eyes caught the early sunlight, like you hadn't slept at all. Every promise felt heavier, with nowhere left to fall. The radio found a new voice, said the weather turned out fine. Funny how the world keeps moving when you're losing track of time. We didn't hear it coming, but it still arrived. It was already morning when the truth came through. All the things we didn't face were standing in full view. If love was meant to warn us, it waited way too long. It was already morning, and the night